Welcome to Collaborative Growth, where inspired seekers gather to unlock wisdom, grow in every area of life, and become architects of their own extraordinary story.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Collaborative Growth Coaching's podcast, where you can find a soft place to land and a beautiful place to share your ideas about growth and personal development. And what are your dreams for your life? We want you to live your best life. So today we're going to talk about holding on and letting go. So sounds a little paradoxical, but let's dive in. So you're trying to hold on to something and you're trying to let go of something at the same time. And it's a very strange tension that we're looking at because it's becoming from who we were and who we're becoming. So between what feels safe and what feels necessary, or between the story we lived and the one that we're waiting for that is just a breath away. So if you're in that in-between space, confused, nostalgic, hopeful, and grieving, this episode is definitely for you. So let's take a breath. Drop your shoulders a little bit. Let your jaw loosen. And let's start talking about that.
There really is that paradox of feelings, that where you are now is safe, and stepping over to something new doesn't feel so safe, but it does feel necessary. It's like your soul always wants to grow. And there's that moment in every transition where you realize you're living in two emotional worlds at once. The part of you is holding super tight. Maybe it's out of love or fear. Maybe it's out of loyalty. And maybe it's just habit. And then there's another part of you that's whispering, going, it's time. It's not loud or aggressive. It's steady. It's kind of like the tide is coming in to take you out to something new. In the middle, you're stretched. It's, that pull between comfort of the known and the promise of the unknown. Both directions feel right, and both directions kind of feel wrong. You might feel guilty for wanting to stay, and then you might feel guilty for wanting to go. So stay or go, stay or go. What do you do? You've had something maybe for a long time, and you feel ungrateful because you really, really, your soul wants a change. Or you feel sentimental because you've had this thing, this person, this relationship, this job, this life for a long time. And you're scared to lose what you have. Believe me, I think we can both understand all of these feelings. The paradox is not evidence of failure. It's evidence of caring. It's evidence of self and self-care. It means something mattered to you deeply enough that you're trying to protect it, even as you outgrow it. Humans don't move on clearly.
Or cleanly. It's messy.
It is. And we evolve in spirals, just like our DNA. We don't evolve in straight lines.
So let's talk about holding on. What actually is holding on? We often think about holding on as stubbornness or denial, but usually it's a sign of devotion. It's love, identity. It's our wiring. We hold on because the familiar seems safer than the unknown, even when the familiar is hurtful. We've invested time, we've invested emotion, we've invested effort, and we want it to have meant something. We're attracted to who we were during that season. the version of us that existed inside that relationship, that job, that dream. So letting go feels like disrespect for the past, even though honoring something doesn't not require you to cling to it. Grief asks more of us than we think we can handle. Sometimes we hold on because we haven't yet been fully honest with ourselves. Or sometimes we hold on because we don't know who we'll be without the thing that we're clinging to. And often we hold on because letting go feels like admitting that there's a chapter that's over. And endings scare us far more than blessings.
And new beginnings, well, they're scary. They aren't even quite as scary as endings, because ending to me
Mhm.
feels like I'm standing on the edge of a cliff and I can't see what's over that edge. So let's look at the other side of the equation, the letting go. Contrary to what people think or say, letting go is not a weakness. It's not giving up. It's not failure. It's really an act of courage. Give yourself a moment and let that sink in. Letting go is an act of courage. It's saying, I trust myself enough to step into something that I can't yet see.
Mhm.
We've learned that lesson,
Many times over.
especially the last couple of years, you know? You let go because something shifted inside you, or a truth surfaced that you just can't ignore anymore. Maybe you've been ignoring it, but you can't ignore it anymore. And fatigue. Some people say, I'm so tired. And when you ask them what they're tired, is it physical tired? It's not. It's they're tired of carrying what no longer fits. It's too heavy or it's too awkward. And their future vision, it's tugging on our sleeve, it's saying, hey, pay attention to me. And sometimes, and I've been here, sometimes staying is more painful than leaving. We have to let go. We have to trust ourselves. And this is important. Letting go almost never happens in one clean movement. It's not a door that swings shut. It's a series of small decisions. It's a slow loosening and a gradual release.
So let's go a little deeper. Let me share a story. It's a little bit longer, a little bit richer, but it's about this tension. There was a woman who loved gardening. Every plant she cared for, she kept long after the season ended. Dead leaves, brittle stems, empty soil, and she held it all. People told her, you can throw those things out. But she couldn't. She remembered each blooming season. Every flower had become beautiful once. One day her friend visited and said, you have a gift for growing things, but your garden can't breathe. It's full of what used to be beautiful. And that stayed with her. Later that night, she sat in front of the pots. She held only stems. She held only memories. She held versions of herself she didn't want to lose. She didn't throw anything away that night, but she did one. She made space. She rearranged. She repotted. She cleared a single patch of soil. Just one. Just one. A tiny act of release. Weeks later, something unexpected sprouted in that empty spot. A plant she didn't remember planting. A seed that was carried by the wind. Letting go isn't about losing what was. It's about creating space for what it is that we're trying to grow.
Yeah. So let's talk about that messy middle, that kind of liminal space where you haven't fully held on, but you haven't fully let go. This space is often misunderstood. It's not indecision. Yeah, I think it kind of is. It's It's fighting that making the decision. I think the decision's inside of you. It's stepping into it.
Mhm.
It's not a weakness, and it's not a lack of willpower. It's that transition space. And transition spaces are sacred.
Mhm.
They they're sacred. So here's a couple of invitations for navigating this space with a little more grace. Let the truth come in waves. It's not a lightning bolt. Clarity kind of whispers in and it comes back again, time and again, and sometimes at inconvenient times. Honor each wave that comes in without demanding more answers from it.
So don't force yourself to move on. Pressure does not create peace. Rushing does not create closure. You're allowed to move slowly. You're allowed to still care. You're allowed to remember fondly and still choose differently.
And try to replace your judgment with compassion. Instead of asking, why can't I let go? Ask, what am I still learning from this? You might be learning strength, or boundaries, or self respect, or forgiveness for yourself or someone else.
So practice some micro letting go. Not big gestures, not the dramatic ending, just small loosening. Putting away something that reminds you of a past chapter. Turning off a notification. Saying no one. Telling someone you need time. Breathing instead of reacting.
Yeah.
These tiny releases accumulate. They build momentum. They tell your body you are safe to move on.
And you can start building the after even before you finally fully leave that before. Letting go doesn't mean emptiness. It means making room. Start imagining, planning, quietly constructing that life that comes next. Even if it's just a spark, even if it's just a tiny corner of your mind.
So if you're in a space where you can pause for a moment, please do. And let's try this with me, if you would. Close your eyes if it feels comfortable. And picture yourself standing on the shoreline. In your left hand, you're holding something. A relationship, a dream, a memory, an identity. Feel its weight. Feel how familiar it is. Now imagine the ocean in front of you. Not threatening, not turbulent, just open, vast, and inviting. Gently ask yourself, what part of this is still sustaining for me? And what part is it that I'm carrying out of habit? Take a big, deep breath. Exhale slowly like you're blowing through a straw. Now imagine loosening your grip, not dropping, not throwing away, just loosening enough to see it clearly. And say in your mind or out loud, I can love what was and still choose what's next. Notice what that line feels like in your body. You don't have to let go today. You don't have to hold on forever. All you have to do is notice.
Trying to hold on and let go at the same time is one of the most honest human experiences there is. It means you cared. And it means you're evolving. It means you're standing at the threshold of something new, even if you're not sure what it is yet. Wherever you are in your process, you're allowed to be there.
If anything that we shared today resonates with you, please please share, please communicate with us. We love to hear from you. You can catch us here on the podcast, or you can also do it on Facebook and Instagram. We'd love to hear from you, and we'd love to take some time with you if you're having a desire to speak with us. We enjoy hearing your amazing new revelations and what has worked out well for you. So If this episode softened something in you or just opened a little space where there wasn't space before, we are grateful for you. And we're holding that gratitude for you. So take your time, take your breath, and take care of the parts of you that you are learning to release. Until we see you next time, keep dwelling in your limitless possibilities. And we will see you soon.
Bye for now.